Life Experience Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, Life Experience, where I'm the host, T.I. the speaker. And if you're new here, this is a place where we have real conversation about life, growth, pressure, purpose, and actually what it takes to, survive and level up in this world. Right now, because this world, all we see is competition, and this world is loud. Social media is loud. Opinions are loud. But real wisdom, real clarity, that's rare. And that's what we're building here in this podcast. Like I said, I'm going to have more people coming on the podcast. But right now, I'm trying to make it, you know, strong. So today, without, going into, too much, we're going to be talking about how people are breaking under pressure quietly. And you see it everywhere. You can't lie. We see this everywhere. People scrolling for hours on social media, people arguing in the comments section, people chasing viral moments, people actually pretending that they're okay. And behind the scenes, behind closed doors, anxiety is high, confidence is low, and attention expands or fried. You can't get nobody for more than 3 seconds because society has trained us and nobody wants to actually admit it. So today, that's what I want to talk about. So let's talk about it. Right now, the world rewards noise, drama. See, if you loud, you win. If you're dramatic, you trend. And if you controversial, you'll grow faster on some social media. But what happens when you trying to build a real life in the world that rewards chaos? I had to ask myself that because a lot of people like this should have been viral. But when you going through something and it's actually tension and I lived it, I had moments where, I said things weren't moving, money was coming in, attention was rising, my momentum was growing, but suddenly silence. Like that's scary, y'all. Doors close, opportunities slowed down, people disappeared. And if I'm being honest, in that silence, I started to question myself. And I know you question yourself. And you may say things like, what happened? I had a good run. Did I mess something up? Did I peak early? That's a mental battle nobody posts about. Because online, everybody looks like they're winning. Everybody's showing their highlight reel. Nobody's showing the struggle, the real struggle. But real life, real life is going to humble you. And here's the truth. A lot of us don't want to talk about this. If you don't know who you are outside of validation, you will collapse when validation disappears. And I had to actually sit with that. And that humbled me. So let me say this again. If you don't know who you are outside of validation, when the validation disappears, you're going to struggle. You're going to collapse because you don't know yourself outside of validation. And that's where it's happening a lot to people right now. We building identities on likes, on engagement on social media. We build confidence on views, how many views we get. We build attention on, things that we feel like is work. And when the algorithm shifts, so does our peace. We don't know how to act. And that's dangerous. You're playing a dangerous game because your what I want to say, your peace doesn't or should not depend on your performance. And no, I'm not out against growth. I'm actually against ambition. I'm not against your money or your brand deals or your success. I'm not that type of person because I want everybody to succeed. But I believe in building. I believe in ownership. I believe in creating something bigger than yourself, like making an impact, changing others' lives. But I also believe in this. If your internal life is weak, your external success will actually expose it. And the reason I say this is so many people are burning out right now because they're trying to maximize. They're building a platform without building discipline. They're building an audience without building character. A lot of us don't even have character no more because we are tricked by social media. You're building an income without building stability. You have to learn how to manage what you already have. And that's where pressure actually hits and everything starts to collapse or fall apart or even feel shaky. So the question everybody asking me, so what we do now? First, you disconnect. You actually disconnect strategically, not forever, but not dramatically, but strategically. You can't consume 8 hours of noise and expect clarity. You can't do that. You can't compare yourself to 500 people a day and expect confidence. See, the comparison is what killing us. You can't argue with strangers and expect peace. It don't work like that. You actually protect your mind like it's an investment because it is. Second, you build routines that ground you. What I mean by that, simple things, like for instance, expressing gratitude, waking up at the same time, move your body, write down your thoughts, limit your scroll time on Facebook. See, boring discipline creates extraordinary stability, and that's not sexy, but it works. It's not something like, okay, instant. Third, redefine success. A lot of us got success all wrong because right now, success is sold as visibility, but visibility is not stability. So once you change that theory, you understand. And money is not maturity. Follows on social media is not fulfillment. And virality is not victory. Real success is peace. Real success is control. Real success is being able to lose something and not lose yourself. It's so many of us losing ourselves because we're chasing after fame. And I had to learn that the hard way. You're going to burn out fast. There was a season where I was on YouTube and I fell behind. Season where I felt overlooked because I was being consistent and people that were just hopping on was getting rewarded. Season where I questioned my direction. But here's what I realized in that moment, in that season. That quiet season, it built me. Not for the loud ones. That slow season built my endurance. That closed door build discernment to tell if even if I was supposed to knock on that door or head in that direction. If everything worked fast, you'll never grow deep. So stop trying to run out here and do something fast. And that is what's keeping you steady. Now let's talk about relationship for a second because I want to touch bases because a lot of people inbox me, comment, and I just want to get this out because another trending topic is isolation. People say they're protecting their peace, but really they are avoiding growth. So let's be honest. Some of you or some of us cut people off not because they were toxic, because they actually challenge us. And I've been in that environment when somebody challenged me, and I'm talking about zero accountability. And accountability attack you, and you feel like you're not ready to grow. And growth requires discomfort. See, I want you to understand when I say this. You can't level up and stay comfortable. That's not how it's going to work. That's not how life actually works. See, if you want more discipline, you have to face your laziness. If you want more money, you have to face your habits. And if you want a better relationship, you have to face your ego. Because sometimes your ego stand in the way of having a good relationship. So it starts inward. And that's why this podcast exists, because it's life experience. And not to entertain you only, not to motivate you temporarily, but to sharpen you. And because this does not concern or need more loud people, it needs more grounded people. You have to be grounded, fellas and ladies, because people who think clearly move intentionally, speak with weight, speak with authority. And if you listening to me right now, as I'm talking about this, it might be you. It just might be you. You part of the problem. But let me actually challenge you. Are you actually building something real? Or are you just chasing after something that's fast? Like, I understand we need money. So you chasing something that's trending, that's going to hit fast. But let me ask you this. Are you developing a skill? Or are you just hoping for exposure to go viral? Are you preparing for an opportunity? Or are you just praying it shows up? And these questions I had to ask myself. So I'm asking other people. Because when opportunity finds you, it will actually reveal you. It's going to reveal what you have. It's going to reveal your discipline. It's going to reveal your consistency. It's going to reveal whether you're serious or you just actually excited about you seeing results and brands and companies, partnerships. Yes, it's exciting to get those things because you work hard. But they don't look for hype. They look for stability. They look for longevity. They look for consistency. They look for creators who are actually consistent. They look for creators that are clear, not mixed around on scrambled boards. Creators who have an audition or audience that really trust them, that builds through authenticity. So if you listening and you're a content creator and you have your platform and your supporters supporting you, I want you to understand something. When you're building a long-term platform, when you building in debt, when you building like a conversation that actually matters, like, and if a brand or business that values real engagement, real community, a real impact, that is a trustworthy environment, because we don't chase attention here. We build trust while I'm posting it on this podcast. And trust converts. Now, before you actually go through life and you're trying to figure things out, I want to leave you with this. The world will always be loud. The world will always be full of drama. Always will be a trend, a new dance topic, a new song. It would always be pressure. But your job is not to match the noise. Your job is to actually master yourself. And because when mastering your habits, you're going to win. You will win. Whether you look at it at this, when you master your emotions, you will win. When you master your focus, you actually win. And winning doesn't always look flashy. Not flash it, never always flash it. Sometimes when it looks like discipline, when you stay, even when you got to know. Sometimes when it look like just being quiet, silence. Sometimes winning looks like saying no, but it's still winning. So in this week, protect your mind, strengthen your routine, build something real, you guys, because real outlasts fake. And don't measure your work by how loud this world is. Measure it how steady you can be. So if that actually touched you and you listening to me, I want you to actually put this into your routine and get serious about the things that you actually want to do. Because a lot of us are going through this world just trying to imitate what we see, and then we get frustrated when it's not actually building something solid. So if you actually are serious about growing, becoming successful, it starts with you. Look that woman in the mirror and say, okay, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. Everything that you do, hold yourself accountable. Once you start, I watched Gary Vee. Gary Vee was saying, if you actually start saying everything your fault, it creates happiness because you don't have nobody to blame. And if it's your mental, where a lot of people look at it as say, oh, it's my fault. You start looking at yourself like you this bad person. But if you take it and project it in a healthy manner, you're going to look at it, okay, this is my fault. How can I fix it? Because it creates a sense of control. Now you can control the things that you take in and the things that you perceive, right? So, for instance, if you post a short reel on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and it's not hidden, you go back and identify, where did you go wrong? Where can I increase more intensity? Where can I, deeper my hook or rehook somebody? It's all these things that you can do and implement into your habits. See, you are creating new thought habits and you're growing and you know how to take constructive criticism. So a lot of us don't want to grow because we sit there and say, oh, I don't, nothing wrong with it. Don't be ashamed. Being ashamed means you want to grow. It's a space to actually have that room for growth. But if you hold on to saying, hey, ain't nothing wrong with me, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay in the same environment. You have to understand. You got to hold yourself accountable. Accountability is one of the things that's going to project that growth. So don't be subject to the matter and say like, okay, it's just social media, the algorithm hating on me. The algorithm wants you to understand it. See, once you start understanding the algorithm, you can go viral for many things. You can get trending in many things without losing yourself by being authentic. Talk about things that you have, information about, things that you're passionate about. And by me reading a certain book that Gary V had written, it expand my mind to say, okay, I can be a Christian, influencer. I can be a content creator, telling people, for the ones that's feeling mentally stuck and looking to rebuild with clarity. This is why I have this mentorship where I can actually speak about where I come from and people trying to get where I'm at right now. So figure out in 2 words, what is you, and actually explaining your brand. For me, helping people that's mentally stuck and how to thrive and move forward, even in their lowest moments, and how to thrive in those lower moments and trust God. See, once you have that understanding and the ability to go out there and put that into action, you're creating your brand and people are looking and they're willing to work with you. And I've been on YouTube for only, this is my 4th year in April. April will be my 4th year, and I reach over 100,000 subscribers. I didn't hop on no trend. I just stayed true to myself, living in my truth, sharing what I've been through, my personal experience. Not as scared to say where I was at rock bottom, struggling financially, but people resonated with me. And they'll do the same for you, but you got to come out of that comfort zone. You got to come out of your shyness. What people are going to say. Forget what people are going to say. Think about the ones that you're going to help. Your story is that's going to help the ones that feeling lost. So use that to be a tool to reward you, to help you, and it's pushing you to grow. Because once you see yourself in a different light, you're going to want to do more. You want to learn more. So make yourself knowledgeable to know things that you're passionate about. And don't be stuck chasing something that's vanity, that's not adding value to your life. So this is why I came on here and did this episode, because there's a lot of us out here clout chasing. There's a lot of us perpetrating. There's a lot of us saying we got money and don't have it at all because you're trying to keep up with an image for social media. But tap into your real life, because a lot of people are out of tune, out of reality with their real life because they wake up every morning with a purpose to scroll instead of a purpose to fulfill your life, to better your life. Don't be those type of individuals. Keep God first, keep locking in, and keep going. If it's not working, tweak it a little bit. If it's broke, gotta fix it. And if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Keep being that person because the algorithm understands you now and you understand the algorithm. So don't work against it. The algorithm is actually working for us. So keep identifying, keep trusting, keep believing, and you shall see different results. And if this episode actually touched you, type in my comments, it was me. Because there's a lot of us that's going through it right now. And you trying to study what other people are doing. Focus on your analytics. Focus on your views. Comment back to people. You're going to see a difference. And like I said, I have an ebook called You're Not the Problem. And if you ever consider try to read that and you're tired of blaming others and want to, reframe, reset, and redefine what it is, that's an ebook that you can read where it has applications, how to apply scripture to better your mindset, to change your perspective and give you a better perception on how to value yourself as a man. And this is proof because look at me now. I did the work and I'm out here sharing the work. I'm not gatekeeping anything. I want to help other men and women grow. And I don't want other people just to stay in darkness and just accept and say, I accept this is who I am. That's not who you are because you're still becoming. You're still growing. Never forget, yeah, that's where I was. But my past has shaped me to who I am now. So never let your past define or where you're going. Get you some character. Get you some stability in your life. And remember what I said. Money is not maturity. Stability is. So it's not how much you make, it's how you manage it. And like I said, if you're trying to land brand deals, you have to set yourself up. Identify strategically your niche and what you do. And I guarantee they're going to find you. But don't be afraid to email and pitch, deals to them, ideas, and your price point. Make sure you have a media kit and make sure you know how to negotiate. See, a lot of people are scared to, email brands or set up for brands. But I'm here to tell you, don't be scared. Find things that's in your niche and email them. You can actually go on Chat GPT and get you a template and go off that template. So you don't have to, scratch your head. There's so many ways, there's so many resources out here to get you or help you to be better. But you want to stay there and wrestle with your mind, overthinking. It's not complicated. You make it complicated because of your old habits. But break away from your old habits and know that you can become greater than what you already are. You're worthy. Remember that. Sometimes you're just losing more than you're winning. But like I say, winning sometimes is in silence. Don't let that go over your head. And if you enjoyed this podcast, I'll see you next week. Much love from T. Howard. And don't forget what I said. You can win on social media, but sometimes you have to step away to get your mind right. Hey, that's my time. Much love.